just about anyone who like helps in their community. So I could appreciate that. It's pretty cool. I had what I think is a funny comic. It's like, what I think is you have an attitude problem. Try to think on the positive side of things. And this guy's like, I'm dying. This guy says, think of it as living quickly. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. It's an optimistic way of thinking about a bad situation. So can all have those moments. Yeah, cyanide. They're really funny. I really appreciate their comments there. Cool. We're gonna jump into our announcements. Our first announcement is that we are going to have some pen pals. This is like a plea from me. You probably heard from Miss Pohl this morning, but our ninth graders, our baby ninth graders, here's some cute face ninth graders. Our baby ninth graders are new to our school and they've never even been to Hybrid High. I know some of you guys are missing Hybrid High. They've never even been to the building yet and they don't know anyone or have any friends. So we're hoping to give them some older student pen pals. So if you're interested in being a pen pal, you can fill out this form right here. It's super, super simple. It literally just asks your name and then the 11th grade, and then you say yes. So they just want you to say like, do you want to be a pen pal or not? So hopefully you can be a pen pal. This is like my little plug for them. All you have to do is like write them an email or something, but they'll email you about what they want you to do. Yeah, they're baby scrubs and they need some like guidance on how to not be a scrub. So please do fill that out if you're interested in being a pen pal with one of my baby scrubs. So that's all. Hi Gracia, you can take attendance please. Glad to see you here. All right, so just a reminder, this is my schedule and I know some of us are doing a great job at following it and some of us need a little help, but my cohort B is at 9 a.m. I have pre-calc at 9:45. Don't forget that I have office hours from 10:30 to 12. So when you're not in Spanish, you can come to office hours with Ms. Yamanaka. She's hosting office hours and she can super help you out. And then you have me at 1:20. So I know a couple people have come to office hours and I think they found it helpful. So please do drop by in the morning if you would like some support in math. That being said, I just want to remind you, we had 68% for our submission rate this past Tuesday. And then just a reminder to turn in these assignments if you are missing it. So Elizabeth, Sam, Cameron, Emily, Mariella, Tonya, Leras, please do turn that one in. Hi, Ari. Glad to have you here. Go ahead and take attendance, please. We're still taking announcements, just doing announcements. So those are my major announcements, just pen pals, and then a reminder to turn in your assignment. And then I would love to do some pattern seeking, or like I want you to try to figure out the math that we're going to do today. So last Thursday, we did simplifying, where we made things smaller. And on Tuesday, we did adding and subtracting. And today, we're going to do multiplication, right? Today, we're going to do multiplication. So both of these are true. 4x plus 6x equals 24x squared, right? This is a true statement. We've done this before. And this, the second one, is what we're learning today, right? So 4 square root 2 times 6 square root 3 equals 24 square root 6. I would love to know, can anyone figure out the secret? How did I do this times this and get this? Can anyone see the pattern or see the secret? You can go ahead and chat me, or you can come off mute if you'd rather. Can anyone see? Yes, Julie, awesome. David, I don't know what that too is about, but I like it. Mia, good thinking. Yes, absolutely. Tony, absolutely. Ah, David, I see your pattern. Yes, I like that. Mia, yes, definitely. What about the outside? Yeah, Mia, good job. Okay, I'm going to share some of these. Mia mentioned that we did for the inside of the square root 2 times 3 and that gave us 6 on the inside. And David mentioned that they're divisible by 2, which is true. And then Mia mentioned that we did 4 times 6, we got 24. Tony mentioned that we did 6 and 4 and got 24, just like in this problem here. 4 and 6, we got 24. And I think Chewy really nailed it here. He said we multiply the insides and the outsides. So the inside numbers get multiplied together to give us the inside number, and the outside number and the outside number multiply to get the outside number. So 4 times 6 is 24, and 2 times 3 is 6. So outsides with outsides, insides with insides. That's what we're learning today. So we're going to do some practice problems together so that we can get familiar with them. So we're going to jump into our notes at this point. So let me switch over my sharing. Go ahead and let me know. Are you ready to go? You have a piece of paper and a pencil in front of you. You ready to take notes? Do you need a minute to get ready? Go ahead and grab that paper, grab that pencil, pen, iPad, tablet, however you're taking notes, grab it. If you need 2 to 3 minutes, take it. Do what you need to do. Go ahead and take that time as I switch over. All right. All right. Looks like 7 people have voted so far. I'm looking for 7 more votes. Tell me how you're feeling in the poll. Cool, I've got 10 of us. I'm looking for 14. Looking for 4 more people. Go ahead and fill out that poll. Grab that piece of paper if you need it. I don't need you to write this down. You don't need to write this down, but I do want you to write down number 1 and number 2. Go ahead and write down number 1 and number 2 if you're ready. If you're not ready, that's okay. You can write them down later. But you do not need to write this down. If you're looking for a title, it's right here. We are multiplying radicals today. I've got 12 people on my poll. I'm looking for those last 2 people. I don't know who you are. So my last 2 people, go ahead and fill out that poll there. And then it looks like we're good to go. All right. All right, my last 2 humans, hopefully you can fill out our poll later. That's all right. We'll catch you up. All right, to my 11 people who were already good to go, let's jump in. If you are someone who's still taking that 2 to 3 minutes, I get it, it's okay. All right, so the first thing that we have to do is determine if the factors have the same index. That just means like, are they the same type of root? So this is a square root and a square root, so we're good. All right, so within this problem, we are good to go. We're gonna multiply outsides with outsides. Those numbers are called coefficients. And insides with insides. Those numbers are called radicand. These are just their fancy math words here, okay? And then number 4, we're gonna simplify. So we are going to outsides with outsides, insides with insides. Let me zoom in here. All right, so I don't have any outside number here, right? I only have inside numbers. So those are gonna combine into 27 times 5. Since it's an inside number, it's coming inside. Inside number, it's inside. I could multiply these together, right? But there's no reason, because then I would just unmultiply them again. I'm going to split them back up. So I'm going to go ahead and split them up right now. How could I split up 27 what could I split it into? What numbers? Feel free to come off mute, or you can put it in the chat. What numbers multiply to get 27? 9 and 3. Thanks, Tony. 9 and 3, for sure. 9 and 3, and how can I break up 9? What numbers multiply to get 9? 3 and 3, totally. Thanks, Tony. All right, so in this problem, I used up the 27, so I'm gonna go ahead and cross that one out. I used up the 9 because I made it into 3 and 3. I'm gonna go ahead and cross that one out. And now I have 3, 3, 5, and 3, or 3, 3, 3, and 5. I'm looking for groups of 2. Looking for groups of 2 because when there's nothing right in there, it's just a square root. I'm looking for groups of 2 of the same thing. I have 2 of the same thing right here. 3s. I have 2 3s right there. So they are going to come to the outside. And then 3 and 5 are on the inside still because they don't have anything, they don't have any like friends. There's no like groups of them. So on the inside, I'm still gonna have 3 times 5. So inside 3, inside 5. And what is 3 times 5? 3 times 5, how can I bring those together? Three times 5 is 15. Thank you, Mia. 3 times 5 is 15. So we have 3 square root 15. That is our answer for this problem here. This is our answer. So we multiplied inside and inside, and then we found the groups. All right. Cool. I want to see how we're feeling. After seeing one of these problems, this is our first time multiplying, so it's okay to be wherever. How are my 14 humans doing this? How are you feeling? Thank you for your honesty. If you're someone where this makes zero sense, I appreciate you. If you're somewhere in the middle, I appreciate you. If you totally feel like you understand this, I appreciate you. I would love to answer some questions. Are there any questions in the room? Anybody who's got a question? If you're like, wait, miss, how did that come there? I would love to answer that question. In the meantime, if you could write down number 2, please. If you're not typing me a question, write down number 2. An amazing question from the chat. How come I didn't pair all of the 3s? Yeah, so on this question here, right, I have 3 3s. How come I didn't put them all together? The reason why is because of this index right here, right? So the reason why is because of this index. Because there was nothing there, it means 2. And so I need 2 of a kind for this type of problem. So there were 2 of a kind. So unfortunately, I can't put all of them together because it didn't have a 3. If I had a 3 there, like our next problem, then I would put all 3 of them together. But in this case, I only had 2 of them, or I'm only allowed to put 2 of them together because of that index there. That was an amazing question. I'm sending a merit to you. Thank you. Did I answer your question? Awesome. Okay. Thank you for asking that question. Let's look at the second one. I think that will help to also answer that question. All right. So in this case, remember remember the big idea is we're multiplying outsides with outsides, insides with insides. So when I say outside, I mean 2 and 5. 2 and 5, those are going to be my outside numbers. 2 and 5. And then when I say my inside numbers, I mean things inside the cube root here. So I'm still going to have that number 3, and I'm going to have 9 and 24 inside. Insides with insides, outsides with outsides. Can you put a Y in the chat if you're tracking with me right now? Go ahead and go to the chat. Put a Y in the chat if this is making sense. You can put an N in the chat if it's not making sense. Thanks, Chelsea. You can private message it to me if you don't feel comfortable putting it to everyone. Put a Y in the chat if this is making sense. An N if no. Thank you for being honest. Appreciate you. So we took, awesome, God, you're good. We took our outside number and our outside number, put them here, our inside number and our inside number, and put them here. Thank you, everyone. All right. So outside numbers, we don't need to simplify them, right? We can leave them there because we're going to multiply them at the end. Inside numbers, we want to see if anything can get to the outside. That's its goal, to get to the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and break down 9 and 24. How could I break down 9? What two numbers multiply to get 9? Three and 3, yes. Mia, it's okay if you made it 10. If you made this 10, that's fine. You're good. 2 times 5 is 10. No big deal. We're going to break down these inside ones. So 3 and 3. I used up my 9, so it's going away. 24. What can 24 break into? Anthony knew my next question. It's going to be 8 and 3. 3 and 8, absolutely. How can we break down 8? 2 and 4. Right, and then 4 is 2 and 2. Mia anticipated already. So 24, we broke it down. 8, we broke it down. 4, we broke it down. I'm crossing those out so that they don't distract me anymore. So they don't distract me. All right. Now, this is the part where we have to circle things, right? So I'm going to bring down my 10 from before. I'm bringing down my 10. You can bring down your 2 and 5 if you have 2 and 5. And then this right here says 3, an index of 3. So I need groups of 3 of a kind. My groups need to have 3 of a kind, right? So I need to have 3 of the same number. Are there any points here where I have 3 of the same number in my broken down? Yeah, thank you for that chat. I have 3 3s. I have 3 3s. So since this is a 3 this time, right? Since my index is 3, I need 3 of a kind. I have 3, 3, and 3. Those are going to come to the outside. And then I'm looking for any other groups. I see 2, 2, and 2. So they can create a group, and they create a 2 on the outside. Is there anything left inside? No, there's nothing left inside. So I don't need to write my cube root anymore. There's nothing left inside, right? So I could put this, but there's nothing, nada. There's nothing in there, right? So I don't need to write that, right? Not important. So now I have 10 times 3. 10 times 3 would be 30 times 2. 30 times 2 is 60. And 60 is my answer for this problem. So I did outsides with outsides. That gave me that 10. And I did insides with insides, so the 9 and 24. I broke it down. That was the green part. And then in the blue part, I found the pair or the groups. I found the groups. Once I found the groups, I added all the groups or multiplied all the groups together. And that got me the number as my answer. What questions do we have? I would love to answer some questions. What questions do we have? All right. This was a more complicated problem. Go ahead and tell me, how are you feeling after this one? After a more complicated problem, how are you feeling? Okay, I've only got 6 people on my poll. Go ahead and fill out my poll. Leave. There we go, 9 people on the poll. Good job. Looking for 3 more. Okay, y'all, it looks like we have increased in our knowledge. We've increased in our knowledge of like how we're feeling, because now we have some more 3s, 4s, and 5s, which is awesome. 3s, 4s, and 5s. I'm glad to hear that we're feeling more confident, which is awesome. We didn't have anyone say 0 this time, so I'm glad to hear that. All right, let's try number 3. Number 3. It looks a little funky. Sorry. We're going to write -3 4th root of 64 times the 4th root of 8. Take a moment to write that down. All right. Okay, so we're doing outsides with outsides, insides with insides. What are our outside numbers this time? What is our outside numbers this time? All right, so I'm going to have some numbers outside and some numbers inside. My outside numbers are -3. And what number goes right here? What number goes in front of that one? What's our, when we don't have a number, we don't have like a whole number, like if I just had X, yeah, it'd be a 1 for sure. There's like an imaginary 1 right here. All right, so -3 and 1 are going on the outside. So I just have -3. And then my inside numbers are 64 and 8. Those numbers are going in here. 64 and 8. Like that. So my outside number is going to the outside. My inside numbers going to the inside. All right. Big moment here. We're going to split up 64. Yes, 8 and 8. Awesome. Okay, I got a bunch of 8s. I have an 8 here, an 8 here, and 8 here. How do I break them down? 2 and 4, yeah. Okay, so all of these 8s are going to turn into 2 and 4, 2 and 4, 2 and 4, just like that. So every 8 that's on the scene can turn into 2 and 4. And then just as Mia told me, if I have a 4, I can break it into 2 and 2. 4, 2, and 2. 4, 2, and 2. Okay, there are a lot of numbers floating around here. Which ones can I cross out? Which ones like are already broken down? I want to get rid of the distractors. Yeah, I'm gonna cross out anything that has been split up. So the 8 and the 4. So the 8 was split up already. This 8 was split up. The 4 was split up. This 4 was split up. That 4 was split up. Even the 64 and the 8 from the beginning, those are split up as well. So now I just have all of these 2s. Whew, so many 2s. All right. I need 4 of a kind, right? Remember this little baby number means that I need groups of 4. Groups of 4. I'm going to look for 4 of a kind. So I see I have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one group coming to the outside. Do I have another group of 4? Yeah. What number? I only have really one option, right? The 2s. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. All of those can go together. They're going to the outside. My next question was, do I have any leftovers? And yes, I do. Thank you, Mia. I have a 2 left over. So that leftover is going to have to stay on the inside. Stay on the inside. So my 2s come to the outside. My 2s come to the outside. My 2 stays on the inside. Okay, so outside, 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 inside. What did I forget? I did this part perfect. I did the insides perfect. What did I forget about? What do I still need to bring down? I'm going to multiply 2 and 2, but what about this guy? What about this guy? I got to bring down my -3 from before. I got to bring down my -3 from before. Right, that was already outside, so now these 2s are going to join it outside. If you're still tracking with me, can you put a Y in the chat? If this is still making sense, put a Y in the chat. Awesome. Glad to see it. Thanks, Chelsea. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Elder. Thanks, Alexia. If it's not making sense, you can send me an N. I won't put you on blast. Thank you, David. All right. So I have all these numbers on the outside. I have -3 times 2. That would make -6. -6 times 2 would make -12. And I have the 4th root of 2. The 4th root of 2 that's coming down. So I have this as my answer. All right. Someone told me that this was making more sense than the other one, so I'm glad to hear that. Tell me, how are you feeling? After seeing 3 examples, how are you feeling? We've got 4 people voting, 5 people voting. Go ahead and hit that poll when you see it. Got 7 votes so far in this poll. I'm looking for 5 more people. Jump on in, my friends. Thank you, poll friend. All right. We're going to do one more example. I know on your paper there are 4 more, but we're going to do one more. And then I'll explain why, especially for my honors peeps. All right. It looks like most of us are 4s and 5s. Wow. 4s and 5s is awesome. All right. So if you were looking at the video or something before you see these other problems that say honors and accelerated, I'm gonna pause on these ones. All right, you can watch the video if you want to see how these ones work. But for our assignment today, we just need this one here. So we're gonna do this one together. Okay, this one looks kind of funky, so I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna write it. We're gonna do square root of 10 times 5 square root 5 minus 2 square root 2. Go ahead and write it down just like that. All right. So one way that we could think about this is I want to simplify the inside of this. However, remember from Tuesday, am I allowed to subtract if I have square root of 5 and square root of 2? Not allowed, right? Yes, good question. This is a part of your notes. So we're taking this part. You don't need to write down this part. You don't need to write down this part. Just write down my problem here. This is a part of your notes. You're gonna need it for the last part of your assignment if you do the paper. Yeah, you can make it number 4. It's number 10 on the video, so I just wanted people not to freak out. Yeah, thanks for asking those clarifying questions, Mia. Okay, so if I had, I'm not allowed to subtract these because this one's square root 5 and that one's square root 2, right? So I can't put those together. However, what would you do if I gave you something like this? What would you do with that? What would you do? How would we simplify this? Yeah, distribute the 10, for sure. We would distribute, right? So we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to distribute square root of 10. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the square root of 10 and multiply it times 5 square root 5. So I have my outside number 5, right? My outside number 5. And then inside I have 10 and 5. So inside here I would have 10 times 5. Stop. 10 times 5. So 5 is an outside number, right? Remember, outside number, and then this is an inside number and an inside number. So I'm putting those together. Yes, Mia, I'm here to help. Do you have a question? You want me to start over? Either way. Yes, okay. So we're multiplying this square root 10 times this right here for the first part. And then the second part, we're going to do that square root 10 times this part over here, but we haven't gotten there yet. So right now we're just doing the first one. So we're doing 10 times this one right here. So the 5 came out front, and then the 10 and the 5 went inside for the green ones. Do you feel like you're back on track? Cool, awesome. Okay, so we have that one. We have the green one. And now we're going to do the square root of 10 times the negative 2 square root 2. So I'm going to have a minus. I have an outside number 2. And then inside I have 10 and 2. So I have 10 and 2. outside numbers, 10 and 2. So I did my 2 pieces. This is like I did 10. Oops. The green part is I like did 10 times 5x, and I did 10 times -2. Right, so it's the same type of thing here. We just had to do outsides with outsides, insides with insides. Okay, y'all are doing great. Now I'm going to go ahead and break up 10. What multiplies to get 10? What multiplies to get 10? 5 and 2, yeah. 5 and 2. Right, 5 and 2. So I need to, I used up 10, so I'm going to go ahead and cross it out. And I need to find groups of 2, because remember that if I have nothing, if there's no little baby index number, then I need a group of 2. So my 5 is coming straight down. And my group of 2 of a kind, I have some 5s here. Those 5s are going to come to the outside right here. Yes, David, good question. David's question was, Miss, could I multiply 10 times 5 and then simplify it? Yeah, if you did 10 times 5, you'd get 50. And then you'd break that down. You'd say, okay, it's 25 and 2 or 5 and 10. And then you break this down, you get 5 and 5. And you would still have the 5 and 5 here. That would make this 5 right there. And you'd still have the leftover 2, just like we have the leftover 2 right here. So you could do it either way. Do it either way. Good idea. You're welcome. So then, as we were saying, we have a leftover 2 here, like this. So I have my original 5. I have a group of 2 5s here that went to the outside. And then I have a 2 left over here. All right. So that's going to make 25, 5 times 5, square root 2. And then I need to break down 10 this time for this other side. 10, I remember, is 5 and 2. So the 10 is now gone. I'm bringing down the -2. I have a group here of 2s. Those are coming to the outside. And then I have 5 left over on the inside. 5 left over on the inside. So I'd have -4 square root 5. -4 square root 5. I'm not allowed to combine these because they are not the same radical. So this is my answer here. This is my answer. What questions do we have? What questions do we have? This is our most complicated type of problem. So if you're struggling with it, no problem. I just want you to try something. Let me get to something like this. Try something. Michelle, you're early. We'll start in a hot minute. You're good. You can take a little break. We'll start at 2:10. Yeah, Mia, we can do one from the homework. So I do want to show you on the homework today. Y'all already got 10 points just for doing the notes. Good job. And then you have 2 options for the homework today. You can do iExcel, or you can do option 1 is on paper. And so for you're going to do option 1. These are just like the ones we were doing at the beginning. And then these are also just like the ones we were doing at the beginning. Notice you only have to do 2 of them. You're not doing all 4. You're just doing 2 or 1, depending on who you are. Right? And then for this one, this is the section where we would do those ones there. So you're going to practice them there. Let me go ahead and let in my accelerated class. And then Mia, we can also do one together. Hi, accelerated. Accelerated, we're going to get started at 2:10. We're going to get started at 2:10. So take a break if you need to. Accelerated. So Mia, is there a problem that you would like to do from the homework here? You know what? Okay, Michelle, hold up for just a second. The one that's most complicated from there. Miss Yama, are you here?
Hello?
Hi. Would you be able to work through a couple more examples from this section with a few students who might need some help on these?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. I'm gonna pop you into a breakout room. So Mia, yeah, Jesus, hold on one second. So if you are here from my last class, we just finished taking the notes. If you want to keep working with Miss Yama, just let me know and I will put you into a breakout room with her. If you would like to be done with class today, you can head out. So I'm gonna go ahead and create some breakout rooms here. I will open them for you. If you want to work with Miss Yama, please let me know and I will pop you in there. So Mia, I'm going to put you in there so that you can get some extra help there. Oh, Mia, where'd you go? Disappeared. David, I just popped you in there if you want to go there. Brandon, if you want to go there, you can. Tony, if you want to pop in there. Hi, Accelerated. Give me 1 second. We're just transitioning here real fast. Chelsea, I'm going to move you to Miss Yama. If you want help, you can. Cool. Stephanie, are you there letting people in? I appreciate you. Okay.
If I recognize your name, yes, I am.
Okay, thank you for doing that. That's fine, David. That sounds good. Okay, so wait.